Encounters with Spirit Messengers, Part 4, Saved by the Sacred Forest. To walk ritually and in complete silence while performing works of applied and practical spiritual ecology for the benefit of urban and natural environments is not free from risks to our own integrity, mainly due to rare but unfortunate meetings with individuals that do not understand the work that is being performed, or even with dark spirits from other realms that oppose our type of work. One of those contacts took place and is described in this story, in which the intervention of the protective spiritual aura of a sacred and natural environment helped us and secured our well-being. And this is the story of that encounter. In search of the original route. 4 loud chimes announced the early hours of the morning on a silent and deserted 16 de Septiembre Avenue in the city of Guadalajara. A compact group of Nuevo Camino had gathered in the centennial walls of its metropolitan cathedral to start a ceremonial walk. In the roll call attendance, Felix, Alicia, Natalia, Tomas, Krista, and Agustin were present. Trembling from the cold morning due to the lightness of our white cotton garments, we rested our foreheads with respect and devotion on their frozen walls and listened expectantly to the warm and emotional prayer that Krista dedicated to the Virgin of Zapopan, requesting her encouragement and protection for the imminent journey. It was the day 21st of the month, and we started one more walk that should take us along the masculine route to the beautiful Zapopan Basilica, a route that we estimated would be about 10 to 12 kilometers long, and that should not take us more than 2.5 hours. Felix had agreed to lead the group, and Tomas would close the compact formation. The early hour was due, among other reasons, to the need to make the trek in complete silence and total concentration, as we were still striving to find the original route, as it had surely been traveled by warriors from ancient times. We hoped not to find late night or alcoholic passers-by, although there were never guarantees for this on an urban trek of these characteristics. As a good and experienced walker, Felix knew that we had to advance as much as possible in our journey to reach the necessary degree of internal silence that we needed, because as dawn approached, the city noise would be hopelessly increasing. The sacred forest of the spring water. Halfway through the walk, we started a short break that consisted on performing certain yoga and relaxation exercises led by Krista. After completing the exercises, it was evident that all the participants managed at that time to consolidate in some way the incipient but definite new state of consciousness and vibration that the walk was causing in all of us. After this brief respite, we continued the march up and down the winding and hilly area where the avenues of the Fraccionamiento Lomas del Valle were located, until we connected with Paseo de las Águilas, a wide avenue now known as Pablo Neruda. In one of its side streets, we turned left and headed towards the sacred forest of the spring water, commonly known as Los Colomos. The rising in consciousness and vibration perceived in its surroundings were always felt, both individually and as a group, by all Nuevo Camino, and was always very evident as we got closer to the forest. The forest of the spring water was the spiritual sponge, so to speak, that purified us and fully prepared us to deliver the best of ourselves to the Virgin of Zapopan at the end of the walk. As we were approaching one of its side entrances, I could not avoid the memory of a previous walk that only Felix and I had taken on the same route. On that occasion, we were walking on the exact same dark street around 5:30 in the morning, when suddenly we began to hear footsteps behind us. Some mysterious walkers, who seemed to be at least two people, due to the sound of their footsteps, approached with some haste towards where we were walking from behind, which filled me with uncertainty and concern. However, Felix, who was ahead, did not show any concern and continued walking at the same pace. Although I always knew the kind of walker who accompanied me on that day, perceiving his portentous mastery of fear in the face of the uncertainty represented by the clearly audible footsteps that followed us in the silence of the dark dawn, undoubtedly clarified the kind of warrior who guided my steps. Feeling proud to walk beside him, I continued unperturbed, overcoming the restlessness and uncertainty that those unexpected night companions produce in me. We continued to advance at a good pace towards the spring forest. However, our companions had not slowed down when walking and almost caught up with us as we were able to listen to their conversations that we sensed were trying to break our concentration and seemed to mock our presence and our silent walk. When they could almost touch us, we could see the first and unmistakable trees that marked the lateral entrance to the forest. Then, and in the same unexpected way as they had appeared on our route, they disappeared as soon as we reached the entrance to the sacred forest of the spring water. Felix and I never commented on the event. The spaces of intimate communion with the forest that the ceremonial walks fostered in all of us had allowed us to establish some degree of communication with it. This, I am sure, allowed the forest to sense us, to shelter us and protect us in that encounter. If we respect our Mother Nature, she will always let us know through her spiritual messengers that she loves us.